Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's review, this is going to be a movie review on this Christmas movie released in 1994, 30 years ago. And yes, and it's also a remake to a very old movie that I just reviewed yesterday. And yes, this review is on the remake of Miracle on 34th Street. Yep. The 1994 remake to the original Miracle on 34th Street. So, in this movie, 6-year-old Susan Walker, played by Mara Wilson, is skeptical of the Christmas myth surrounding Santa Claus, a trait she perhaps learned from her mother, Dory, like Dory Walker, played by Elizabeth Perkins. When tasked with hiring the Santa who will pose with kids at Macy's, like at a Macy's retail store, like Dory Walker enlists a man with the curious name of Kris Kringle, played by the same guy who was in the Jurassic Park film, the original one, who claims to be Santa himself. His insurgents are met with scuffs and threats of institution. Excuse me, I can't even. I'm having a hard time pronouncing it. Institutionalization, well, you get it. But a young lawyer, along with Susan and Dory, comes to his defense. And so, just kind of like in the original Miracle on 34th Street, like the Kris Kringle has to prove himself that he really is Santa Claus. And yeah, institutionally, just forget it. So yeah, that's pretty much what this movie's about. That this remake is about. So let's get to my thoughts on the remake. So my overall thoughts on the Miracle on 34th Street remake, it's honestly not that bad of a remake in my opinion. Sure, it's not as great as the original Miracle on 34th Street, but I do like how since this is a 90s film, this movie is filmed in complete color, which is why it's a 90s film. And there was like a little handful of differences compared to this remake and the original Miracle on 34th Street. Oh yeah, and of course one of the co-writers to the remake is actually John Hughes. Yeah, John Hughes has worked on a lot of stuff, and the late John Hughes has worked on a lot of stuff, including when he wrote stuff as well. And what I also kind of like about the remake is that I think the story itself, I think the story itself was more fitting, I think, from my perspective, as far as I'm guessing. And I gotta say, the pacing here was actually handled pretty much better. Yeah, I gotta say, compared to the pacing in the original one, I gotta say the remake's pacing actually had more pacing, and it was actually more understandable. But still, can't top the original Miracle on 34th Street. Can't top the original black and white film. And I gotta say, the performances, the acting performances here were really good too. I know a few people that were in this film, like Mara Wilson as Susan Walker. Mara Wilson was really good in the film. And Elizabeth Perkins, I know Elizabeth Perkins from other stuff. I know she was in that Tom Hanks movie Big, which is a classic. And Richard Entebernal, or whatever you want to pronounce his last name, he was great. He was good in the film as Kris Kringle, and yeah. And it does have that neat Christmas atmosphere to make it feel like a Christmas movie. But it's also a fantasy comedy drama film. Although it's kind of more of a drama from my perspective, because there's not really that much comedy here and there. It's more like a Christmas fantasy drama film, as far as I'm guessing. But overall, the 1994 Miracle on 34th Street, it's not as great as the original movie, but it was still a pretty good remake, and overall, it was not a bad remake, and I'm going to give the 1994 remake 3.5 out of 5 stars. But even if you have seen this movie before, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, then I'd say it's worth a rewatch for the Christmas season tradition. And there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Miracle on 34th Street. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it. And on a side note, here are the correct ways to pronounce what I was trying to say.
Institutionalization. Richard Attenborough.
Yeah. Just thought I'd show you, so yeah. Talk to you later.